stage, so we'll try to go out with a bang with this panel. My name is Roland Kelts, and I'm the author of this book. You see this little guy you see pictured here, called Japanamerica, How Japanese Pop Culture Has Invaded the U.S. is the subtitle of the book. And I'm really privileged today to have a couple of guests with me for this panel discussion and discussion with you. On my left is Clyde Adams III, who is responsible for the website and organization of NYC Anime, so the New York City Anime Club, and also meetings and events all related to anime around New York. He keeps track of all that, and it's an honor to have Clyde with me here. I'm also very honored to have with us today Mr. Anthony Weintraub, who is a screenwriter and a film producer, and who is responsible for the screenplay of this anime film, which is called Tekkon Kincrete. And it came out in 2006 initially, and then it was released on DVD in 2007. And it's available now, and I have to say that it actually is very connected to the book I wrote, to Japanamerica, because while I was working on this book in Tokyo and in the US, I was fortunate enough to be able to interview Anthony's collaborator on the film, the director of it, Michael Arias, who is the first American to direct any feature film in Japan, and certainly first to direct an anime feature film, and that is Tekkon Kincrete. And so I have a DVD here if you want to look at it afterwards. I encourage you to see this film. It's a really extraordinary cross-cultural or trans-cultural collaboration. In addition, it's based on a manga by a great manga artist named Taiyo Matsumoto, and this film has won awards. It won the Japanese Academy Award for Best Animation this year, 2008. In 2008, it was screened in New York City at the Museum of Modern Art, and that's largely because Barbara, one of the chief curators at the Museum of Modern Art, we'll get her name later, but someone who has very, very elevated tastes, selected this as one of the top 10 films of the year. And it was screened at the Museum of Modern Art in Midtown Manhattan. So it's an extraordinary film, and again, I feel very lucky to have both of these gentlemen with me. Anthony, the screenwriter of Tekkon Kincrete, and Clyde Adams with New York City Anime. So I'll start by just introducing the book itself, which has kind of an odd title, Japanamerica. It's a bit of a personal project for me. I'm a fiction writer by trade, so I write short stories, and I have a novel coming out next year, my first novel. But I also write nonfiction, and I was actually asked if I would consider writing a book about the explosion of Japanese pop culture in the United States, the sudden interest and surge of interest. And the reason why it struck a personal chord is that my mother is Japanese, and my father's American. So I've grown up as what Japanese people often refer to as a hafu, or a half. And when I was growing up, when I was a teenager certainly, Japan was not really considered cool. Some of you might be old enough to remember that in the 1980s in particular, Japan was rising as an economic power, and was even considered by a lot of Americans as a threatening country. And so, on the one hand, you would see on your television American auto workers and politicians, actually, in suits and ties, smashing Japanese cars on TV out of protest, these anti-Japan protests. They would smash Datsuns, Nissans, and Toyotas.
Was that in Detroit?
Well, it happened in Detroit in particular, yes, but other places also outside of Detroit. And you could actually see bumper stickers at that time with, the universal non-smoking, don't do this, don't do that, the circle with the slash through it, and inside it was the rising sun, the Japanese flag. So it was like anti-Japan. It was really quite open, and to many Japanese